Back in 2019, Disney released a live-action remake of their animated series Kim Possible. I honestly was shocked when I first heard this news, and when the movie came out, people were pretty pissed off and the film didn't really do very well. I for one avoided this thing until one day in 2022 I forced myself to sit down and watch this music video where Sadie Stanley, who plays Kim Possible in this film, performs the Call Me Beep Me song. After watching that music video and seeing that they at least tried to make it look a lot like Kim Possible, I said to myself, fuck it, I'm gonna watch the movie. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it on DVD or Blu-ray, so downloading it online was my only choice. So now that I've watched it, especially with really low expectations, I actually enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the movie is perfect or anything. It's mainly because of my low expectations that I actually managed to enjoy the movie so much. For starters, let's take a look at the overall look of the film, because I must say, what they were going for was a great idea. Sadie Stanley looks like the character she plays. We've got Todd Stashwick as Dr. Dragon, and he plays the character pretty well.
No, Dr. Dragon, please, show mercy. No mercy!
Playing a silly, goofy, evil scientist, getting mad at Kim for ruining his plans, you name it. Then there's Ron, played by Sean Gaiambrone. Sure, as much as I didn't really like him that much, I can still tell that he was at least trying. And of course there's Rufus, but I'll cover him when I talk about special effects. So as much as the cast doesn't really look exactly like the characters they're playing from the original series, I can still say that the cast adds character. Speaking of the look, some of the sets like Kim's house or the Middleton High School looked great, and they looked very much like from the original show. In fact, on YouTube is a side-by-side comparison that shows how the theme song from the movie matches the theme song from the original show. Okay, I think I've talked about similarities enough. Let's get into the actual story. It introduces our main character, Kim Possible, her clumsy sidekick Ron, and the fact that she saves the world from evil. At the same time as Dr. Dragon gets freed from prison, it's their first day at high school, where the film introduces a new character called Athena, played by Ciara Riley Wilson, sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, who at first seems to be having a terrible time, so Kim decided to help her. And as time goes on, Kim and Athena become friends. Yeah, friends. On their first mission as a trio, they come to this weird underground place where Ron first meets Rufus at the same time. After a fight with Shigo where she also says that Athena is somehow better than Kim, imagine that, Kim doesn't feel like herself anymore, especially once Athena gets a lot more attention. And it has nothing to do with jealousy, by the way, at least I hope so. However, once she's kidnapped by Shigo and Dragon, Kim tries to help her but screws it up. So she and Ron decide to save her in the way they usually do it. But then comes a moment that actually blew me away because it was that shocking.
As you can see, I'm far more complex than that.
Literally, Athena is just a machine that was meant to, I guess, copy all of Kim's fighting energy so that Dragon can use Kim's spark to be the next Kim Possible. Okay, I admit that sounds pretty stupid, so I can agree with you on that. And the plan works, but unfortunately he turns himself into a child, and just before the whole building explodes, Dr. Dragon and Shigo escape, while the rest, well, flees. 10 out of 10! Michael Bay will be proud of you. Now everything is back to normal and Athena is part of the new trio. Yeah, probably not the best written story, but for me, it's not the worst either. I was still hooked thanks to all the action, the fight choreography, the settings, the cast playing our characters so well. And what about special effects? First of all, I do want to go back to Rufus, who is still voiced by Nancy Cartwright, which is awesome, and the CG model of Rufus looks fine. It did. Sure, it doesn't look perfect, but it looks close enough where I'm willing to believe that it is that naked mole rat that we love. Besides that, the rest is basically just lasers, holograms, and of course, that moment where Athena reveals her real identity. But then comes the most questionable part of the movie. As the credits start to roll, we see Shigo bringing that elementary school child, which is actually Dr. Dragon, to Kim's high school. The thing is, it ends on a cliffhanger as if there was going to be a Kim Possible 2, but we didn't get one. At the time I'm making this video, it's been more than 4 years since the movie came out and Disney didn't deliver us a sequel. I admit I haven't been entirely positive towards this movie, but overall I definitely wouldn't call it bearable. It's a very enjoyable time, and not just a movie that I like but everyone else seems to hate. It's a movie I like but still understand why people hate it that much. I've watched the whole thing like 5 times now, and I would happily do it again. Oh, and if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on my latest videos. Bye.